Blackmagic dropped their biggest camera update yet, version 3.1. We're talking ProRes RAW, Apple Log 2, remote syncing, OpenGate, and more. In this video, I'll break down all the new features step by step, what they do, why they matter, and how to use them in your workflow. By the way, if you're brand new to the Blackmagic Camera App, be sure to check out my complete beginner to pro guide playlist linked down below. So let's dive in. One of the first changes is that Blackmagic has added a dedicated lens button on the right side of the screen. When you tap it, you'll see all of your available lenses laid out along with the zoom scale. But the real bonus is the new Dolly Zoom option at the bottom of that panel. You can now automate a smooth zoom move and even set the duration anywhere from 1 second all the way up to 10 seconds. So what is a Dolly Zoom? Traditionally, it's a cinematic move where the camera physically dollies forward or backwards while the lens zooms in the opposite direction. One of the biggest usability upgrades in version 3.1 is the histogram. Before, it was locked to a tiny corner of the screen. Now, if you simply tap on the histogram, it expands to fill most of the display, giving you a much larger and clearer view of your exposure. At the bottom, there's a slider that controls transparency. You can fade the histogram in or out depending on how much of your image you want visible behind it. And at the bottom right, you'll see 3 small dots. These aren't buttons to press, they're clipping indicators for your color channels. If any of these indicators light up, it's a warning that you're pushing that channel too far. And to fix that, you'll need to adjust your exposure. Over on the left-hand side of the screen, you'll notice a new 3-dot icon. If you tap it, it opens up a drawer that now houses 3 important tools. So presets let you save your favorite shooting setups, resolution, codec, frame rate, and more, and recall them instantly. Next is the slate panel, and this is where you enter production metadata like scene and take numbers, project titles, or camera labels. And finally, you've got remote camera control. If you're shooting with multiple iPhones or an iPad, this lets you sync them together, trigger recording, or even monitor cameras remotely, all from one device. Another upgrade in version 3.1 is the audio meters. Before, you just had a small meter at the bottom of the screen. It was useful but easy to miss if you're monitoring on the fly. Now, if you tap on the audio meters, they expand to full screen view. This makes it easier to check your levels at a glance, especially if you're shooting in noisy environments or relying on external mics. In version 3.1, the FPS panel got a major upgrade. When you tap on your frame rate, you'll not only just see your base frame rate and off speed, but you'll also see the brand new time-lapse mode. Instead of needing a separate app or adjusting it in post, you can now set the interval and duration right here in the camera app. For example, you might choose 1 frame every second for a dramatic 1-minute time lapse, or stretch it out to capture changes over several minutes. Once it's set, the app handles the timing automatically so you can lock down your shot, hit record, and let the camera do the work. It's a simple addition, but it means that you can shoot cinematic time lapses natively inside the Blackmagic Camera app without relying on extra gear or extra steps in editing. On the right-hand side of the screen, there's now a dedicated LUT button. When you tap it, you'll see a full list of LUTs that you can apply, including new creative looks that Blackmagic added. These LUTs can be used for just monitoring, which means they only affect what you see on screen while recording in log, or you can actually bake them into your recorded footage. That's where the small button at the bottom comes in. When it's turned on, the LUT is burned directly into your clip. When it's off, the LUT is only for preview, and your footage stays clean and flat for grading in post. Another powerful tool in version 3.1 is the function buttons. But here's the thing, if you don't turn them on, you won't even see them. To enable them, head into settings and go to the function buttons section and then switch them on. Once you do that, 3 small labels, F1, F2, and F3 will appear on the right side of your screen next to the record button. Each one of these function buttons has 2 different types of modes you can select from. In preset mode, you can assign things like a specific lens, frame rate, shutter speed, or ISO. In toggle mode, it lets you assign a single feature that switches on or off. That could be autofocus, auto exposure, white balance, zebras, and more. This setup is incredibly powerful because it gives you 3 customizable shortcuts right on the main shooting screen. In the camera settings, Blackmagic has also added a new 2.00 times anamorphic de-squeeze option. If you're using an anamorphic lens, your footage will look heavily stretched on screen because the lens squeezes a wide image onto the sensor. The de-squeeze setting corrects that preview so you can see your composition properly while you're shooting. One of the biggest new additions is the LUT Manager, found under Settings in LUTs. This lets you not only turn LUTs off and on, but now you can import your own LUTs, export LUTs, and even remove ones you don't need. So why is this powerful? Let's say you've been shooting with a creative look on your phone and want to carry that exact look into your edit in DaVinci Resolve. You can now export the LUT directly from the app and then load it into Resolve and apply it to your clips. On the flip side, you can also import your favorite LUTs, maybe a film emulation LUT or a custom grade you built. Be sure to check out my video on Dehancer, which allows you to create film looks and export them as LUTs. Plus, you'll be able to get 10% off using my coupon code. Another powerful feature in this update is the sync clips to controller after record. Here's how it works. If you're running multiple cameras with one device acting as the controller, normally you'd have to pull clips manually from each phone or camera later. Now, as soon as the recording finishes, the clip can automatically sync back to the controller device. On the iPhone 17 Pro Max, you'll unlock ProRes RAW, Apple Log 2, and full OpenGate capabilities. For anyone new to the term OpenGate, it means recording with the entire sensor area, not just the usual 16:9 crop. That gives you more vertical resolution to work with, which is perfect if you plan on cropping for different aspect ratios later, like widescreen cinema or vertical reels. On the iPhone 16 Pro Max though, you'll only get access to OpenGate recording if you change your color space from Apple Log over to Rec 709. Once you switch, the OpenGate option appears under resolution. Next is Proxy Live Sync. This new option lets your iPhone upload proxy files in real time while you're recording. Instead of waiting until you're done shooting, your low-res proxies are immediately pushed up to the Blackmagic cloud. In previous versions of the Blackmagic Camera App, you already had the ability to sync clips to Blackmagic Cloud, but it was a post-record step. And finally, inside settings, there's a live stream section. This allows the app to let you broadcast straight from your iPhone. Currently on iOS, the only option available is Blackmagic Cloud. That means your live streams are pushed to the cloud and then distributed from there. So that's everything new in the Blackmagic Camera App 3.1 update. And if you found this breakdown helpful, hit the like button, subscribe, and drop a comment down below. And I'll see you in the next one, guys.